go. All right, go ahead. Your Lakers are good.
Yeah.
But there's a catch. The catch is LeBron didn't play, and they're 9-2 without LeBron. Wait, what? With Luka and Reeves playing. I'm sorry. They're really good when one guy doesn't play, and he's arguably the second greatest player ever.
Yeah, you say that like that's breaking news, and I'm confused why. We talked about it on this show ad nauseum for the entirety of this year. With two guys being bad on defense, yeah, maybe you can overcome that. With three guys on the court at the same time being bad at defense, it's a non-starter. And that's what the Lakers are when you have the lineup with your best three players on the court, Austin Reeves, LeBron James, and Luka Doncic. They have a net rating of plus 1.5 in 293 minutes played, the big three for the Lakers. Now, when it's just Luka and Austin Reeves without LeBron James, plus 16.9 net rating in 329 minutes. So they are leaps and bounds a better team. And yesterday you saw how much better they can be on the defensive end. I mean, Marcus Smart was absolutely awesome. He was plus 27 in that game in 29 minutes played with only one made field goal.
Yeah.
Think about how good you got to be plus 27 in 29 minutes with only one made field goal. Marcus Smart was awesome. Rui Hachimura was awesome. He started in place of LeBron. Not only did he give you more on the defensive end, but he was able to knock down some perimeter shots when given open looks. That is the version of the Lakers that you're hoping that this team evolves into as they continue to focus on building around Luka Doncic. You see, when you put the requisite pieces in place to mask Luka's deficiencies on the defensive end, this can be a much different team, a much more competitive team in the West.
35, 8 rebounds, 4 assists for Luka. Lakers are 39-25. As we mentioned, 9-2 when Luka and Reeves are playing and LeBron is not. Let's go there for a second. Let's take the name out. Let's take the fact that he's the second greatest player ever, arguably, out of the equation. Let's take the fact that he's a one-man billion-dollar walking business. Wherever he goes, it's a multi-gazillion-dollar increase in funds around that business. So I'm doing the setup to acknowledge his greatness.
Yeah.
But if we took the name out and a basketball team had a starter where the team was significantly worse when he was starting, what would they do with that starter? They would probably not play him as much or play him off the bench, which will never in a million years happen.
No, that'll never happen.
It'll never, ever, ever happen. But the Los Angeles Lakers, your team that you root for, one of the most relevant teams in all of sports, have a very unique problem in that they're better without him than they are with him, and yet you've made the argument they're still going to want to keep him into next year because they're going to want to profit off of the retirement tour. What's going to happen here? Because you've even said without him, they kind of have the makings of, I don't want to say championship, so let's say championship-ish, but with them, not even close. What the heck are they supposed to do?
I would let him graduate from your team and go somewhere else next year.
Not even make him an offer?
No, because I can't afford to burn a year of Luka's prime. Now, if LeBron James wants to come back on a minimum salary, then that's a different conversation.
Wait, why? Why is that a different conversation when you automatically are worse with him?
Because I have more opportunities to add the pieces that I would need around Luka. That's the biggest focus as we start to get into the heart of Luka Doncic's prime. Can I get the pieces that we need? More 3-and-D types, perimeter defenders, more guys that can be reliable when it comes to rim protection because DeAndre Ayton ain't it. Like, you have to continue to build out this team similarly to how Nico Harrison tried to build it with Luka when he was in Dallas. When you had P.J. Washington, when you had Derek Lively, when you had those types of players to be able to mask what Luka is on the defensive side of the court. And if you have those guys, as we showed yesterday in the win against the Knicks, then all of a sudden you're going to get the best version of Luka Doncic, and you're going to have a chance to beat really, really good teams. Remember, that Knicks team scored 142 points the game before against the Denver Nuggets.
Destroyed Denver.
The Lakers held them to 97. I mean, that was absolutely awesome. The Knicks shot 8 of 34 from three-point land. Couldn't buy a bucket from downtown. And that's because the guys on the perimeter for the Lakers were much more aggressive defending because you didn't have to worry about having LeBron James and age 23 out there. So, I mean, I just think that when it comes to the fit with Luka, having those other players get more minutes that can be better on defense is going to give Luka more opportunities in order to take control of the game and because you have one of the best passers in the game in Luka, he's going to find ways to get those other guys activated on the offensive end, which is what we got early on in that game. Even though Luka didn't have a great shooting night early, he was 3 of 10 in the first half, he found ways to get other guys involved. He found ways to get Austin Reeves involved. As a matter of fact, the first field goal make was a second chance opportunity when Luka finds him in the corner. And being able to throw the lob to DeAndre Ayton. Those are the types of plays that Luka can make. But if you don't have enough support on the defensive end for Luka, then all of a sudden he's going to get exposed.
So is the rest of the season on J.J. Redick to minimize the amount of minutes, head coach of the Lakers, that the three of them are on the floor together?
Man, how you going to do that when LeBron James is the reason why you got the job?
3 to 4 minutes to start the game, 3 to 4 minutes to start the second half, and that's it. And just hope the game is decided before the last 3 minutes?
Yeah, that's
one way or another?
I mean, listen, it sounds good, easier said than done.
No, I understand that. It's a very weird thing. I don't know why this keeps coming.
Let's be clear. The Lakers ain't getting nowhere close to a championship this season. If the Lakers win a first-round playoff series, I'd be impressed.
But here's the wildest thing, CC. If I just said LeBron retired today, just retired today, are they getting closer to a championship than they would if he kept playing this year?
This season?
This season. Not a championship, closer to one.
That's crazy to think that, but yeah, I think so. I mean, listen, we got a pretty good sample size. I gave you the numbers.
I know. And the market, it's funny. You and I, we talk before the show. We don't talk about our takes before the show on purpose. What was my number one note? The Marcus Smart thing also.
Yeah.
When the guy is 1 of 10 from the floor and 0 of 5 from 3 and is a plus 27, which means when he's on the floor, his team outscores the other team by 27 points. You know how dominant you must be defensively?
Yeah.
And that's with Luka, who stinks defensively, who's still complaining, by the way. End of the first half, tried to do it with a smile on his face.
No,
he's
man,
still complaining.
Listen. And listen, Luka is unbelievable. I mean, unbelievable talent. I mean, the step-back three-pointer, it's ridiculous, the types of shots that he can make. But he also has moments where you pull your hair out and you wonder, will this guy ever mature? Will this guy ever get it? Because in the second half, in the third quarter, the beginning of the third quarter, first Knicks possession, he gets caught in the post with Karl Anthony Towns, bully ball, mouse in the house. Towns gets an easy bucket at the rim. Luka looks like he's about to go over to the ref and complain, and he stops himself. And in that moment, I'm like, great. This is a grow-up moment. After all of the criticism in the last 48, 72 hours, maybe this guy is gonna
1 T away from suspension.
Gonna try to change his stripes, to change his spots. Man, later on in the third quarter, literally minutes later, gets back on defense, fast break opportunity for the Knicks, tries to take the charge on Diawara, doesn't get the call, and on the floor gestures the money signal to the refs. What are you doing? What are you doing? You are now being accusatory of the referees in that game of being on the take. I know the NBA is going to drop the hammer with some type of discipline, maybe a fine, but being this close to a technical foul after you're antagonizing the referees, guess what? Next time there's even a borderline opportunity for them to call a tech on you, they're going to have a quick whistle.
Yeah.
And they're going to trigger an automatic one-game suspension. I just don't understand why he puts himself and his team in that position.
Literally cannot control himself.
It's completely unnecessary.
Yeah. Flip side of it, Knicks, as great as they looked against the Nuggets, they lose against the Lakers. The Celtics have Tatum back. They go 2-0 in the Tatum games. They beat Dallas by 20. They destroy the Cavs as well. Tatum looked great in both of them for a guy that's been out for 10 months.
Tatum looked great.
Pistons have lost 4 games in a row here. This feels like the Celtics are the favorite, and the Celtics should be the favorite right now.
But here's the thing that I took away from this weekend. The Lakers are closer to winning a championship than the Knicks are.
Even though the Knicks are finals or bust.
The Lakers are closer to winning a championship than the Knicks are.
Because?
Well, because the Lakers have a solve for the problem that they're faced with when it comes to their roster construction. The Knicks ain't going to get better than what they are right now. I mean, unless they find a way to land the white whale in Giannis this summer, and I don't know why Milwaukee would even do that deal considering the assets that the Knicks are bringing to the party. It doesn't feel like this Knicks team is going to improve much on what they already are. And based on what I saw from the Celtics and what's going on in the Eastern Conference, I don't see the Knicks going to the NBA Finals this year. So, yeah, I think the Lakers are closer to winning a championship than the Knicks are. And I'm not sorry to say it, Nuno.
What if LeBron comes back on a max deal next year? You still feel that way?
That can't happen. That can't happen. It cannot happen.
Think about how bold of a statement that is without you trying to be bold. You're saying that the second greatest player, arguably, in the history of the sport cannot come back to your team next year in order for your team to win a championship.
Evan, we have the control and we have the experiment. 300 minutes played in each. With all three, LeBron, Luka, and Austin Reeves, the net rating is 15 points less than with just Austin Reeves and Luka. How are you going to argue that?
That's why
How do you argue that?
I'm not. It's why I keep saying this is a pointless season for the Lakers. It's just everybody's waiting.
But you know what, though? We knew that. We knew that. When you had a chance to get Luka Doncic, you got to take advantage of it, which the Lakers did last year.
No doubt.
Beautiful, beautiful decision by Rob Pelinka and that front office flipping AD. But you knew it was going to be clunky until the end for LeBron.
Yep. And we're there.
And we're there. That's where we're at.
We're there. But you're excited because you saw the upside.
In football and basketball, it's hard to say goodbye to a legend. That's just where the Lakers are at right now. But I feel better about where we're at than where the Knicks are at.
You like doing that just to annoy Nuno.